Hello, everybody. Today we're going to talk about the dark side of Korea and beauty standards. Hello, everybody. My name is Ade.
My name is Vega.
So, Vega, you wanted to talk about the dark side of Korea as it relates to beauty standards. What made you want to talk about this today?
Well, Korean beauty standards is really popular in general.
Right.
And plus, recently I got really shocked from some experience,
Okay.
my experience. And what happened a few weeks ago is I was in an elevator and there were two kids and two mother was there. And that two kids, they look like under 10.
Okay.
Like maybe they look like 8 or 9, like that. And one of moms, she said, "Oh, you don't have eyelid. Maybe you should get an eyelid surgery when you're a teen."
To who? The kid?
Yeah. I got really
Wow.
shocked. For sure, like plastic surgery in Korea is so popular. And then so I have a kind of pretty positive opinion about plastic surgery as well. But not for kid.
Right.
Not for kid. Why she say that to the kid? Even though she doesn't know, she didn't know what eyelid was.
Also, the kid didn't even know what.
Yeah, she asked her, "Oh, what is eyelid?"
And how old? Maybe under 10?
Under 10, maybe, I don't know, 8, like that.
It's very damaging for a child.
I know.
Very damaging.
And then she say that it's like nothing. That really shocked me. Like, that was really shocking for me. Like, why they give a lot of pressure to really young kids.
Right.
Like, they don't have to think about their beauty.
Right.
They're just
kids.
Kids.
Right. So let's stick on kids for a moment here, because I do know Korea has, K beauty, right, like K drama, K beauty, right, and we will get to plastic surgery and adults, but sticking to the kids, I feel like that should be one area that should be off limits, like kids, and I know maybe kids can't get surgery, I don't know, but what bothers me is the pressure that kids get. For example, like we know like Sunan, which is the Korean entrance exam, which is super high pressure. But like I heard some parents, they give their daughter some like gift if they do well on the exam, like eyelid or like nose job or even like boob job for the high school kid if they do well on the exam or after they pass the exam. And I'm like, that means that pressure was there for a very long time. If they were planning to get a surgery after going into university, that pressure was already there.
Right.
And I'm like, that again, I'm not Korean, so I'm not here to cast judgment on anybody. But I feel that when it comes to kids, it's really kind of it's too bad. It's a shame that kids have to face that pressure so early to look beautiful or typical to fit in the beauty standard.
Yeah, and plus, a lot of parents, they so care about like their kids getting fat.
Oh my gosh.
For kids, it's time to eat for them.
Right.
And
they're developing their body.
Yeah, right.
Sticking on the kids, I have a story. A person I know told me this. This was years ago when I first came to Korea, that she had a baby, but her baby was like a student now. But she said when her child was a baby, she didn't feed her well because she didn't want her baby to become fat.
Newborn baby?
Baby, she just said baby. I was just listening. And I'm like,
what the?
But I couldn't take it. I'm like, but babies need food. Yeah, but she had to go to the doctor, but I didn't want her to get fat,
Oh my goodness.
And I'm like, the pressure starting from the womb,
Okay, so that reminds me of something, my experience. So I think that those kind of beauty standards is not only for the human.
You really mean not only for humans?
So okay, so I have dog.
Okay.
Really cute dog.
Most Korean people have cute dogs.
Yeah, and that dog was young, so he has the skin problem, and so I sent him to the hotel because like just stay away from some bad the dust or
Sure,
something.
sure.
And so when I visit him, so there's some cage for the every like single dog, the sick dog, right? And then there's the next cage. This really small puppy was there, and that puppy looks like maybe 4 or 5 months.
Okay.
Years old. Not years old.
4 months old.
Old. Yeah, and that puppy looks super skinny, and like his fur is like just went out.
And no energy.
No energy, and just sitting down there. Usually those kind of puppy, they're crazy.
Yeah,
They're
your
just
dog's
running.
crazy. Yeah.
It's just running around
Right.
and shaking their tails so bad, and then they're just cute, and then they're just perfect. Anyway, he was sitting and didn't move. I asked the hotel owner that what happened to him, why he looked like that, and then the owner told me that what though, that dog owner didn't feed him.
They didn't feed the dog?
Yeah, because they didn't want the big dog. I'm like, what the hell?
Even dogs have to be skinny?
That's the thing.
Wow.
It was really crazy. I'm like, oh my god, that's abusing.
Right, that's abuse, right?
Yeah, that's abuse. That's really crazy. And
Right.
I'm like, actually, I really wanted to like bring him to my house because it's really like cool because so I was like, oh, how can you just send him back to them again? And then so that owner said, well, we really don't want to do it, but just no choice because that dog is theirs.
Right.
So.
Okay, so moving away from small kids and animals that are under the K beauty pressure. As a Korean, what are some dominant beauty standards in Korea? What are like the most popular beauty standards in Korea?
The most beauty thing is, I think, like it really depends on what's the popular, like who's the popular
Trend
idol
or
celebrity on TV.
So what's the most common one? What's a common thing you see or you notice?
I think just in common thing is just skinny,
Right.
light skin, and just just really good skin.
Right.
Yeah.
I noticed in Korea, girls always talking about their skin routine. Right.
We're so serious about it.
Right.
Like K beauty is like it's really based on the skincare, right?
Yeah. Like I heard like foreigners, like foreigners, like Americans or whatever, they have like skin cream, but like Koreans have skin routines.
Yeah.
Like
Maybe 4 to 5, just different cream or serum.
Right. Wow. So the most you would say the most dominant K beauty standard is like being thin and like whiter skin.
Yeah.
Right. I definitely noticed that too. When I first came to Korea, I noticed that a lot of people looked really good. I noticed that a lot of people really took care of their image very well, and I appreciated that, right?
Why do you?
Because no, you appreciate people look good. You appreciate that, right? And but I noticed that when I first came, it was not more or less whiter skin, more skinny. Now, I wouldn't say it's changing a lot, but changing slightly. More tan skin, more people tanning, more people going to the gym. But I still notice that the beauty standard is very narrow.
Right.
And because it's so narrow, I'm noticing a lot of beautiful people just looking similar. Like no one looks, all the beautiful people look similar. Slim, like usually long black hair. If it's girls, guys want to be tall for sure. Like, can't control your height, but lighter skin, slim, clothing kind of looks similar. Everyone kind of looks the same. Even though it looks really good, it all looks the same. Have you noticed this before or no? Is it just me?
Yeah, you're right. And our beauty standards is really narrow for sure. And that's why when I talk to my friends, oh, like, hey, I want tan skin, like everyone say, no, don't do it because you have a really lighter skin, which everyone wants. Why do you have to change your skin color? And then like when I trying to get the muscle in my body, and then when I said, why should I trying to be the guy? I'm like,
oh my gosh.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. And I'm really obsessed with the workout sometimes.
Okay.
Not now, but sometimes.
Obsessed sometimes. Okay.
Sometimes. But like everyone's like, yeah, but things has been changed this day, but still
there.
It's still there, and so. Like I think Korean beauty standard sometimes it looks really unhealthy because they really chasing the skinny body and they only control their eating, not going to the gym, and then just is it somebody told me that the Korean girls, they're really skinny, but when they do the in body, they have a really high fat.
Yeah, we call it skinny fat.
Yeah, skinny fat.
So they look slim, but when they do their body composition, that's in Korea, the in body, they have really low muscle and a lot of fat, and it's not healthy. Like even though they're skinny, they're technically overweight.
Right.
They're fat, right? Because there's just no muscle on their body. And here's how I know that skinny thing is really crazy. If you ask maybe 70% of Korean girls what Monday is, they'll say Monday is the new diet. Every Monday
That's torture. That's torture.
Every Monday they start the new diet. Yeah.
Yeah. And one of my American friend, so she always complain about like Korean clothing because in Korea, so we have a free size.
Open size. Ooh, we call it one size.
Yeah, one size, but we call it free size.
Okay.
And she was like, "What the hell is the free size? So the free for who?" And then so usually I saw the several one size outfit in America too, but in Korea here the free size is really common. Like a lot of clothing is one size, and then maybe t-shirts is one size for the girl. But yeah, it really there's really not much option.
There's no shopping here. I know there's no shopping here.
Okay.
So the reason for me and for a lot of people, the reason why they don't like shopping here, it's not just the sizes. Sizes are hard to get, which I understand because Asian people, Korean people are naturally more skinnier than American people. That's completely understandable. However, the style selection and the color selection is super narrow here. I went to Nike in Korea and it's so gloomy. It's just black, gray, blue, and a little bit of white. Finish. That's it. And then I went back home to Canada and I go on the Nike US website and it's like a rainbow of colors, a rainbow of size, so many sizes, and you can just get anything that you want. And I realized over the years in Korea that fitting in is more important. Like you don't want to stand out. You want to fit in.
Right.
So wearing a lime green shirt is standing out. So you can't buy a shirt like that over here. I've been to the malls, there's no color. Just very little color. Everybody kind of just fits in. You don't want to stand out.
Right. That's so true. And once something is getting trendy in South Korea, every single shop they follow those kind of style. Do you understand?
Oh, long padding.
Yeah, long padding, and then
that was the worst one.
Yeah, and then recently, okay, let me complain one thing because I have Actually, my body is like I have a pretty big thigh, and sometimes I prefer wearing skinny jeans.
Okay.
But skinny jean in Korea is not that popular. They say a lot of girls they're wearing white jeans.
Oh yeah. Okay.
It's really big jean. The jean I want, but they don't have it.
I
And
see.
that's why sometimes when I order my jeans or outfit from the clothing from other just American or Australia website.
Right. A lot of my friends say, "Oh, I'm so fat. Oh, I'm so fat." I'm like, if you just hop on a flight for 14 hours and go to America or Canada, like you will be skinny right away. A lot of people I see on Instagram, they'll be like, "Oh, I'm like a XL in Korea, but then I'm a small in America."
Right.
Right. The size.
Right.
Just like that. So it really shows you the beauty standard difference, right? And the cultural difference when it comes to beauty to Korea versus other parts of the world. And one thing I'm a teacher, one thing I always tell my students that plan to travel is don't judge the difference, appreciate it. Everywhere is different, right?
Right.
But yeah. Talking about Korea and beauty standards, we have to talk about plastic surgery.
Sure.
So, what are your thoughts about plastic surgery in Korea?
Well, I think for sure plastic surgery has cons and pros too. And I'm pretty positive about it because, well, like everyone has some part which they don't like on their body,
Sure.
right? Or on their face. I think just plastic surgery help it, but the bad thing is some people
It never ends there.
never ends there, and then just they're chasing to like some specific beauty, not fixing their like bad part. Just trying to be the other person.
Trying to remodel the whole
Right.
remodel the whole thing.
Whole thing like body and the face and everything, and just at the end they all look same.
At the end.
At the end,
Right.
Because it's not like so they don't have not much thing like they have to put like they do something.
Right. There's not much unique point anymore.
Yeah, right.
Right. I get what you're saying. My thoughts on plastic surgery, to be honest, before I came to Korea, I was like, I'm not about that. Right? I'm not about that, or anybody. I don't think anybody should get it. But when I came to Korea, and I understand the pressure over time, my views kind of changed about it. But the dark side about the plastic surgery I notice is why people get it. There's some people that just kind of want to change one thing, two things, whatever. That's fine. But I've seen my friends here. They do it under pressure. Like, they really feel like if I don't get this, my life is gonna suck. They feel like if I don't get this, I can't be somebody. They get into debt sometimes for it. And I feel like that's the dark side of the plastic surgery. It's not just, I wanna do this for me. If that was the reason, I can completely understand. But it's totally the external pressure, outside pressure, pressuring people to look a certain way. Because when that happens, it's not just plastic surgery, it's when you're doing anything. When you're forced to do something from the outside, you're never gonna be happy.
Right.
Or your happiness is gonna last a very short time. And I think that's why people, first it's, the nose, or then it's the lips, or then it's the cheek, and then it's the forehead, and then it's the chest, and then it just keeps on going because they keep on feeling that pressure from the outside instead of just being satisfied with what they have, or just really changing what they want to change, and then that's it. I find like that's the real dark side about the plastic surgery in Korea.
Yeah, that's so true. And I think like with that, I found out that a lot of Koreans, they have a really low confidence about by themselves and about their appearance too. And that's why a lot of people, they want their plastic surgery. And well, like I said, I'm pretty positive about it. But as long as you have really like high confidence about yourself, I think plastic surgery can help you a lot.
Right.
But if let me tell you about my friend. I don't think she's gonna watch this anyway. So she always complained about like some part of her face, and that she wanted the surgery, but she didn't. She doesn't. But when she felt like blind date or feel about some meeting a guy, she complained about that part, or she kind of blame it, or because I have this part is so ugly to me, and then maybe that's why that guy didn't date me like that, and that way is really unhealthy, I think.
But you know what though, I don't really blame that your friend.
Why?
Because as we talked about earlier, the kid in the elevator, right? If you're getting that from when you're 8, 9, 10 years old, from when people are making fun of you or telling you you really have a bad part, when you're an adult, you can handle it. It's up to you. It's your responsibility to manage that. But when you're a kid and you're getting that from when you're that age, and then you grow up, for sure that's going to be in your mind, right? So, and that's why I always say, like, as a foreigner living in Korea, and there's a lot of dark side about Korea, and this is part of it. I try not to judge too deeply because I didn't grow up in this culture. I never grew up with people telling me, oh, you're chubby, or you're this, or you're that. Like, I've never had to experience it. But we have our own different problems in Canada and America, right? But this is not one of them, where you're growing up in this high pressure, image important society. It's so crazy that CNN did a article about South Korea, and like the title was something like, being ugly in South Korea hurts, like physically hurts.
What?
Because
I think that's the wrong.
No, but when they spoke to people, and they said, like, a lot of people said, I'm getting the surgery not because I want to, but because I want to get a job, or I want more opportunity for dating and stuff like that. They're doing it for their livelihood. They're not doing it just because they want higher confidence or anything. They're just doing it because I'm just trying to survive. Image is that important. Like, when things are getting that crazy, I have to take a step back, just for me personally, and then look at things really differently, right? Because I've been here such a long time. I met so many people. I met so many wonderful people. I met people who felt pressure from all sort of things, and I'm like, okay, yeah, I understand, but I never lived through it, so I try not to,
Judge.
Right? But for when people are getting surgery to survive,
Yeah.
that's a different kind of situation.
But I think that part is true, because these a lot of Korean guys, they get the surgery, they get plastic surgery too.
Guys, where?
Guys. Just eye and nose and some like jaw. I don't know, something.
They get surgery, okay.
Yeah, they get surgery too. But maybe I say this because I'm Korean. When I see those kind of guys before and after, it's worth it. Because maybe they can feel it. They can feel that how people treat them differently.
Interesting. Right.
Yeah, and then when they're handsome, maybe people treat them so well. Oh, you're so handsome. Like,
I don't know. It's again, I grew up back home, and don't get me wrong, like, there's good looking guys, and then there's, not so looking guys. But the not so looking guys, they can survive. They not only survive, they can get pretty girls because they work hard and they have a lot of confidence. Right. I think in Korea, even if you have high confidence, I think it's good, but people judge you off your appearance a lot right away. Where back home, it's like, yeah, you're not good looking, but okay. But then if the guy has confidence or whatever, it's kind of okay. But here, I feel that it's not okay. I guess.
Well, yeah, and I think just like I said, still the plastic surgery can be good, but my problem about the Korean beauty standard is too narrow, and then that's why after all the plastic surgery, and then they look so same. And another problem problem is they're not like allowed other people to be different.
That's the problem. Like the first part is okay because that's your choice. But the second part is like when you do stand out, people try to like knock you down.
Yeah, don't do it.
I noticed that.
Why are you doing that?
Yeah, people. I notice. Let's talk about that then. Let's jump into another question.
Sure.
How does the judging culture in Korea affect people's self-esteem and their mental health? Because as we were just talking about, if you do look different, people do judge you, and that affects you. So how do you think that affects Korean society?
So I think just human nature thing is they judge everything, right?
Sure.
But the problem in South Korea is they talk.
That's what I'm gonna say.
They talk in person. That
Right.
hey, like why you look so different, and then why you act like that, or why you like wearing like that.
And why you gain your weight?
Yeah, exactly. Why you're so fat? Oh, you should get like maybe you should
Go on a diet. Yeah.
lose your weight. Oh, so I have a really like I know really good diet medicine, and do you want me to recommend you? Something like that. And then sometimes just I feel like that's too much.
Right.
Too much. Even before I went to America, like I said about my tan skin, and the people said, "Oh, just don't do it." And after when I went to America, I got tan skin, and my style have been really, little bit changed. And when I came back to Korea from America, like everyone, they talk about my appearance a lot. A lot. When I say a lot, every single people when I just met, they always talk about my appearance, and which is something later. Oh, that's really rude.
Right.
Yeah, just I can wear whatever I want, and I can wear the makeup whatever I want as well. Why they're talk so a lot about other appearance?
Right. It's like the hot topic.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And then sometimes, oh, don't wear your, there's kind of like smoky makeup to my wedding.
I see.
Yeah, I hope, I hope she's not watching this video. But yeah, actually, I got a little bit offended when she said that. She said, oh, just, don't wear the makeup, heavy makeup like that on my wedding. Well, I respect her, but just you cannot say about my style.
Sure. Yeah, again, when I first came, I couldn't understand. I had a really hard time understanding. It was because I do have a master's, in English, and I have what I call my PhD in minding my own business. I just mind my own business. So when my friends would tell me their problems, and their problems would be, oh yeah, my coworker might think this about me, or my friend might think this about me. I'm like, who cares?
Right.
I'm like, I always follow the philosophy of what other people think about you is none of your business.
Right.
Because you can't control that.
Exactly.
But in Korea, because of the collectivism culture, and as I stayed here longer, I better understood Korean culture, and I better understood why that matters to them. But it still kind of sucks because your happiness, your self-esteem, your confidence level is always going to be dependent on external factor.
Right.
And anything external that's out of your control, people are they're just controlling you almost. Right? So, and I never really felt it because I haven't been born here. But yeah, for sure, I lost a little bit of weight, and I used to work at the elementary school, and my Korean mother, she says, oh, you look good. I'm like, oh, thanks. She's like, no more beer belly. Right?
Wow. They always say that. People, they always talk to my face.
Right.
Oh, you got fat.
Right.
And then in the opposite side situation too, oh, you lost your weight, you looking good. So losing your weight equal you look good. And so your face looks small, equal you look beautiful.
It's too narrow.
Yeah.
And again, I don't mind it, but like for example, I went to a cafe with my friend and he goes there often, but he hasn't been there for like over a year because he got married, had a baby and whatnot. But when he went back there, she's like, "Oh, I didn't know it was you because you look so fat."
Okay.
And then he was just looking at me, but I was a little bit happy that she said that because he loves telling everybody they got fat.
Okay.
He loves telling, including me, he loves telling me that I got fat too. So when it turned on him, right, he just accept it. I was like, yeah, but it shows me that, yeah, people don't, not to say they don't care. I think it comes from a good place. It comes from a good place, but it doesn't come off well, right? And yeah, it's, the dark side. I think, and here's one positive thing about Korea, like the narrow beauty standards. In Korea, nobody wants to be fat. Like nobody. Like they kind of shame you into being fat here, which is not good, but at the same time, people are much more healthier here, right? It's a negative, but it creates a positive at the same time, right? And we can talk about that, but just the result of it is people in Korea are slimmer, and slimmer is generally more healthier. And the body positivity, which I do support to an extent, but then it got too far where the plus size, like I've seen plus size models in Korea. They're not that plus size actually.
In America,
yeah. And the reason why I don't agree with like the plus size modeling like so much is because it's not healthy. I don't really care about how it looks. I just care about the health factor. When you're overweight, it's not healthy. I'm more focused on if someone sees that, they're gonna think being overweight is okay. It's not, because it's not healthy. I don't care about how you look. Try to be healthy. I know it's a sticky situation, but I can give my opinion straight. This is how I am.
Yeah, here's my thing. So I think just majority of Korean people, we are really goal oriented, right? And then so no matter like how they look like, I guess they're unhealthy. No, because think about it, like so you know how popular is about the body profile in Korea.
We talk about right.
Yeah, and the body profile is, so can you explain that?
Go ahead.
Can you explain that?
Want me to explain the body profile?
Yeah.
Sure. Body profile, which I really don't like, but the body profile is when a person goes through extreme exercise and dieting, and sometimes these people never exercised before, right? And they never really did this kind of intense workout in such a short time. And the thing about the body profile is they set a date for a photo shoot. So for example, it's January and you go into the gym for the body profile. They say, okay, in May, we're gonna have like a body profile picture, right? And then you kind of starve yourself and do extreme exercising. And I've heard a lot of women losing their periods, a lot of guys getting super stressed out, can't go out, can't do anything for those 3-4 months just for that one photo. And they get that one photo and the photo looks amazing.
Amazing, right?
After it's photoshopped. It looks, no, because one of my friends got the body profile and she looked good, but then I'm like, she's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get the finished pictures. I'm like, when? She's like, oh, in about a month. I'm like, you gotta wait a month? I'm like, who's editing these photos for a month? And they edit them, like heavily edit the photos. But anyways, that's a body profile.
Yeah, see, they look amazing, but they're not healthy at all.
And then usually what happens after is they call the yo-yo dieting. I know a friend, like I saw the body profile. She looked amazing. And then she lost like, I think 10 kilos. And then she gained 20 kilos. She went over back because she just started going crazy with the eating.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, so
But that's that pressure from the beauty.
that's exactly what I'm talking about. And so you said that basically just Korea is healthier than America. Or there's America, but
That aspect of it, right?
yeah, no matter what they look like, and they look amazing, but still they're really unhealthy.
That's the dark side.
That's really dark side.
Right.
And I don't think the Korea is really healthy. Yeah. And just, so you can see the amazing people with the really perfect body on the Instagram. But in reality, can you see that?
Nick, Korean Instagram, I'm sorry, man. That is
Yeah.
that is not real at all.
Just where's those kind of perfect people in reality?
Korean Instagram made me delete Instagram. I'm being super serious.
Sorry about it.
No, because the people on there, and again, like, this is the pressure, right? If you go on a train, like a subway, or in a cafe, you'll see girls editing a photo for like 30 minutes.
Oh, we're really good at it.
Yeah, and like it's, and like I just couldn't stop looking at one girl. It was so bad of me, but I couldn't stop looking because she wasn't only editing her face, she was editing the arms,
And the
making the
boobs.
arms slimmer, and I'm like, is it that serious? Is it really, really that serious? And I heard some of my students say now they don't like even posting pictures on Instagram anymore because everyone judges those photos. So the pictures that they post are like the heavily edited photos, and they just do the stories because they go away. But they don't want to post a picture because it lasts forever.
It's really sad.
It's pressure, man. Whoa.
But that's the skill. You gotta know that.
Yeah, but it got so bad, and the reason why one day I just couldn't take it anymore. One of a person that I knew, I was just scrolling through, and I'm like, who is this person? Like, I don't know. I don't follow thousands of people. I'm like, I don't know who this person is, and I had to click the profile and scroll down, and I'm like, this is the person? I'm like, I met you in person, like. This ain't you. And that was like the last straw for me. I'm like, I think I'm better off healthier, just deleting. And I've deleted it and just happier ever since. But like for a certain business and stuff like that, I do need it, which I have to like upload and download again. But it's really crazy, man. Sorry. But yeah, how do you think Korean beauty standards compares to other parts of the world? You live in other countries for some time. How does the beauty culture and the pressure differ from in other parts of the country, other parts of the world?
I guess other country they have beauty pressure for sure, a little bit, but Korea has more. And like I said, like I already said, the Korean beauty standard is too narrow, but compared to North America or other Europe, because I don't know, maybe in Korea, just there are only Korean people there.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But in North America, there's a lot of various.
It's a melting pot, right?
Yeah. And then like everything's kind of okay for them. Like every kind of differences.
Right.
But in Korea, sometimes you cannot allow to do it.
And I feel like there's so much pressure in Korea, and it really kills people's confidence and self-esteem. But I do realize that now in North America, people have too much confidence.
That's true. That's true.
People have too much confidence, and that people who, how can I say this? I'll just say it. People who don't look good think they look good. And people who can, who need to lose weight, not to look better, just to be healthy, but also to look better, they have really high confidence too. So because of that high confidence and because the beauty standard is very wide, there's no pressure and people don't feel like they gotta step up their game. It's kind of the total opposite. Korea goes too far this direction, and I feel like America goes too far in the other direction.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you like this video, like, subscribe, and tell us, did we get it right? Did we get it wrong? Let us know in the comments how you feel about this topic. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you for today. Bye.